You've probably heard the term plagiarism before, but you might have questions about what it is or how it is relevant for you. This video will answer these questions so you can avoid plagiarization in your work. So what is plagiarism exactly? Plagiarism is when a person presents someone else's work as their own without giving proper credit to the original source. Even if you only use parts of a work, or you do it by accident, anytime you use someone else's work as your own without permission or without giving credit, it is plagiarism. This includes copying work from online sources. This doesn't just include text. It also includes ideas, images, code, graphics, music, videos, inventions, and even song lyrics. This work is someone else's intellectual property, and, just like physical property, taking it without giving credit is theft. Plagiarizing in college is considered academic dishonesty, and it reflects poorly on you if you do it. What counts as plagiarism? There are many different kinds of plagiarism, including these examples. Handing in an assignment that was created by someone else, whether you reuse a friend's project from last semester, you pay for someone else to write your essay, or you submit a design project you found online, the project isn't your work, so it is plagiarized. Using material from somewhere else without citing it is also plagiarism. Some people find information on the internet and just copy and paste paragraphs into their assignment to pretend that they wrote it. You can't use someone else's work without giving credit to that person by citing your source. Adding images, videos, music, ideas, or statistics you find in your project without giving credit is also plagiarism. If you add an image in your project, you have to include the citation for the image. You also can't add a statistic in your project without citing where that information comes from. You can also get in trouble when you paraphrase. Paraphrasing is when you change the wording of the original source but keep the general idea. You must cite paraphrasing as well, or it is plagiarism. Sharing your work with another student is also considered plagiarism. This could mean letting them look at your project, sharing an old assignment, or letting them copy the equations from your math homework. If they use your work in their assignment, they are claiming your ideas as their own. Actually, you will also have plagiarized because you gave them the material to cheat. Plagiarism also includes using too much cited material or ideas so that your work is not original, even if you cite properly. Submitting previous assignments or pieces of previous assignments again for a different assignment. Plagiarizing by accident. It is a student's job to properly cite their work and to make sure that they adhere to all academic honesty guidelines. What are my responsibilities as a student? It is your responsibility not to plagiarize, so if you plagiarize and get caught, you can't just say, "Oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that," because it's up to you to know about it. In the case of group work, make sure you look at what your group is handing in. If another group member plagiarized, that could affect you. All of the group members may be held responsible for plagiarism unless the plagiarism can be directly credited to a specific group member. What are the consequences of plagiarism? There are various academic sanctions that you can face at college if you plagiarize. Which sanction is applied depends on how serious the plagiarism is and whether or not it is the first time that you have plagiarized. The sanctions that you might face depend on the policy at your college, but some common sanctions are: you may have to complete a course on academic integrity. You may have to redo the assignment. You may have to submit additional work. The assignment might count for a smaller percentage of your final grade in the class. You may be given a grade of 0 for the assignment. You may be given a grade of F for the course. You may be suspended from the program, or you could be suspended from college. Make sure you look up the plagiarism policy at your college to find out exactly how it is handled at your specific institution. The consequences for plagiarism go beyond academic sanctions. Plagiarizing can damage your reputation. Plagiarizing tells people that you are not trustworthy, and it makes you seem less capable. If you plagiarize in your career, you can cause serious damage to your professional life, and there may even be legal repercussions. So how can I avoid plagiarizing? The primary way to avoid plagiarizing is being honest when you work on projects, and don't try to present anything that you haven't created yourself as your own. If you do use something that was created by someone else, make sure to give them credit by citing the source. You can find information about citation styles in the Research Hub on the Learning Portal. The module on how to cite includes guides and information to help you cite in APA or MLA. To recap, plagiarism is presenting someone else's work as your own, whether it is text, images, videos, ideas, or an entire assignment. It is your responsibility to avoid plagiarizing. The academic consequences for plagiarism range from having to take an academic integrity course to being suspended. Plagiarism can damage your reputation. Avoid plagiarizing by indicating where material comes from using citations. Check out the How to Cite module in the Research Hub of the Learning Portal for information to help you cite your sources. Plagiarism is serious and can affect your academic career and professional reputation. We hope this video has helped you better understand plagiarism and how you can avoid it.